I married an East County girl. I was born and raised out here myself. My wife grew up here too. We raised 3 kids right here in East County. And 28 years ago, I started to build my real estate career around this one place. Not a strategy, because for me, this is home. Every agent in the county will tell you their area is the one to watch. I've only ever specialized in one area. Here's my East County story. What this market looked like then, what it looks like now, and why I'm still raising my own family here. I went to Grossmont High School. My wife went to Helix High School. She's an East County girl through and through, and that mattered more than I even realized at the time. Before we ever talked about raising a family, she already understood this place like the way I did. Between the two of us, we've got friends who came out of every single high school in the Grossmont Union High School District. Here's a detail most people don't know about me. I didn't go to elementary or junior high school in East County public school system. My parents actually chose private school for me instead. I understand that choice a lot better now because I became a parent raising kids of my own out here in East County. And when it came time for my own children, I found that the elementary and junior high options available to us in East County, they didn't offer what my family needed. So we made a choice. We homeschooled our children from kindergarten through 8th grade. All 3 of my kids went on to Helix High School for 9th through 12th grade. They thrived there. They played sports, and that path worked for them. Here's the part that doesn't show up from the outside though. The competitive sports and other activities spread across the county. We were constantly in the car. Practice in one city, a game in another, a tournament somewhere else entirely. Even with all that driving, East County, La Mesa specifically, was always home base to us. I've told people for years that La Mesa is 15 minutes from everything. It's not, literally, but mentally it's true. It's a place that made the rest of it manageable. My kids excelled, and they were involved in scouting, athletics, community events. East County didn't house my family. The community helped raise my kids. You can run the numbers on the cost of housing, cost of living here, and the comparison matters. But the sense of community these East County cities gave my family was its own kind of value. And that is real. That's a real reason that I determined to keep raising my family here. If you grew up going to Grossmont or Helix or any East County school, tell me down in the comments. I guarantee we know some of the same people. That's the personal side. Here's the market side. Quick note before we get into the numbers. If you want more of this East County history, market data, and the neighborhoods that make it up, that's what this channel is. Then hit that subscribe button right here if you want it easier to find it the next time I publish a video. No pressure, just an option. In 1998, La Mesa, El Cajon, Santee, Lakeside, they weren't the most popular cities on a buyer's radar. They weren't unknown, they were undersold. Everyone wanted the coast. East County was where families who already knew the area quietly built equity nobody was talking about yet. San Diego County's median home price in the late 1990s was in the low 200,000s. Today, La Mesa alone is closer to $880,000. El Cajon and Santee are not far behind. That's 3 decades of a market catching up to what East County families already knew. Interest rates in that era weren't low either. Buyers and agents got creative to make deals work. Assumable loans, seller financing, balloon payments. Nobody waited for the perfect rate. They found a structure that worked and then moved forward. Every agent in San Diego will tell you that their area is great. I've only ever specialized in one area. 28 years later, I think I've made the right call. Rates today are a different number, but the same decision families faced in the 1990s and some of those same tools, they're actually back now. Assumable loans, rate buy downs. The 1980 solution showing up again right now for all the same reasons, actually. I've watched clients wait for rates to come down before making a move. Some, they're still waiting. Life doesn't pause for interest rates, but the home you buy at a higher rate, you refinance later if the rate drops. The equity you miss by waiting though on the sidelines, you're never going to recover. Meanwhile, in East County, it keeps building a case for more of itself, independent of rates, actually. New developments, new business investments, transit improvements that didn't exist 10 years ago. Buyers priced out of west of the 15 are looking east and finding more space and more house for the same budget. That's the value comparison. And East County still wins against most of the county. East County isn't one market either. It's several, and each one has its own personality. Mount Helix and Lake Murray carry a premium. Larger lots, elevations, views that don't exist a mile away. That premium is earned, it's not marked. Lakeside has space, land, horse property, property, room to spread out, at a price point that's hard to find closer to the coast. Santee is family first, newer housing developments, strong schools, a town center that's grown up around families staying long term. Mesa Village has walkability and charm. It's also had one of the steadier appreciation trajectories in East County because people who move here tend to stay, much like my family did. El Cajon is the affordability window right now, with a wide mix of dining and retail that gives different day-to-day feel than anywhere else in East County. For buyers looking at investment potential, it's worth a serious look. 28 years ago, my family bet on East County when most agents were pointing everyone towards the coast. I raised my own kids here because of what this community gave them, not just what it cost me. I'd make the same bet today, to be honest with you. If you want to know where a specific East County neighborhood fits for you and your family, that conversation starts with real numbers, not a sales pitch. Download my free East County neighborhood guide at roadsart.com. 28 years of local knowledge all in one document. And before you go, tell me in the comments, what East County school did you or your kids go to? I read every single one of them. And with that, I'm going to see you on the next one.